So everybody came back, or do we have some runaways? Everybody came back. Very good. Okay, let me figure this thing out. I know. I am IT challenged. So,
Okay, so
you said not to move the mouse.
No, I said use the mouse. Okay. Because you can show with the mouse and
I can show with the
recording.
mouse and it
Yeah.
will show up there. Oh, and it's record that. Okay, now I get
Okay,
it.
so
All right.
I will hide this.
I just
and
needed
it
some
will be,
lunch.
It will be easier.
Okay, for the brain to function. Now it's functioning. Okay. All right, people. Let's detox. Is there any understanding of detoxification protocols? Like, do regular people with no issues, if you don't have any problems, does anybody do like, liver detoxification for health or anything of that sort? No? Sauna, yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, see, okay, so now since you mentioned sauna, let me give you a tip. All of us have toxins, right? So when you're doing regular sauna or if you're doing FAR or far infrared sauna, FIR, it's important, when you're sweating, right? Often you will find that if you're using sauna like a couple times a week, even if it's once a week, anytime you're sweating, it's important to mop up that sweat right away. Don't keep sweating because what I've seen, and scientifically speaking as well, the toxins will come out from one spot, so you do sauna for a month. Okay, so my now hands are really feeling good. I've done a lot of detoxification. But then my knees are beginning to hurt now. What happened? That's because your toxins migrated. So reabsorption. So if you're sitting in a sauna and letting things sweat out, that's not a great idea. But take a towel with you, take 4 towels with you, and make sure that you mop up as you sweat. That's important so that the toxins don't relocate. That is a German tip that I've learned. When I was in Germany is where I learned. Because they do a lot of hyperthermia and hypothermia treatments for cancer, Lyme, borreliosis, for children even. So one of the hyperthermia tips was just that. Most of us have toxins, especially those of us who are chronically ill, that don't allow the toxins to relocate. Skin is your largest organ, and it is also a detox organ. So, toxins go both ways, in and out. Do you know Epsom salt bath and all that? Right? Epsom salt bath can also be used. A formula for Epsom salt bath would be 2 cups of baking soda and 1 cup of Epsom salt should be used. That's the ratio. The optional use of essential oils. I have not included essential oils, but those of you who are interested in how to use essential oils, let me know, and I can definitely talk about those. But in a detox bath, essential oils that can be used, like a couple drops, would be tea tree for intense detox, antimicrobial detox. You can use ginger for vascular detoxification. You can use rosemary and Ravensar for antiviral. Ravensar, Ravensare, Ravensar. For antiviral, tea tree I said would be an antibacterial, and oregano, oil of oregano can also be antibacterial. So some people, when they are doing the Epsom salt baking soda bath, the baking soda is to normalize the pH in the body, and the essential oils, some people feel that they can do intense detoxification, that's when they add. For kids with pandas, lavender works really well because it helps to relax the motor tics. So you don't want to over-detox. One last principle of a detox bath is you always take electrolyte water before and after. Many times after the bath, your blood pressure will drop. Don't start with the bath start with 15 minutes and maximum of half an hour. Okay. So coming back to the treatment and detoxification and treatment after Lyme. So first is, as you can see, the first item I have is remove toxins, regulate the body's metabolism, and then you treat infections. Okay, so in other words, you have to prepare the body before we go to step 3. Okay, so what is the basics of detoxification that I use is you avoid exposure, obviously. How do you avoid exposure to ticks? Well, bug spray, that's all. I just use a nice organic bug spray that I make at home with essential oils. And that works just fine. We also have our front and backyard sprayed with organic neem oil. Activated neem oil is what we use. And we keep the vegetation trimmed away from immediately around the house, so the mice don't have any place to hide. The mice in the US are the #1 carriers of ticks. I'm pretty sure, almost everywhere. I was speaking to the chairman of the Polish Lyme Association, and pretty much small mammals are a problem there too. You take your dog for a walk and you come back with ticks. Someone had a question, yes? For what? I don't have that on me right now. Sorry, yeah. I'll post it on my website later. It's lots of essential oils, complicated recipe, so I'll post it. It's really nice. I've managed to make it gluten-free also. So, okay. So avoiding exposures, and then the other basics I'm sure you guys know, long sleeve shirts and long sleeve pants, tuck your pants into your socks. If you're going on treks, stay on the trails, on established trails. Don't brush up against vegetation. Spray nicely. When you come back, put your clothes in a hot wash cycle and a hot dryer cycle. So it's really important to have a mud room where you can take off your clothes, brush them off, and then wash them right there. So those are some of the precautions we use. Be careful with your animals, right? They are going to bring ticks home. The animals are probably going to be fine. You're the one who's going to get bit. So clean the pipes, as in our plumbing, meaning detoxification. Replace the nutrients. And as I was speaking about genetic mutations, correct genetic mutations. And we'll go about all of this. Okay, how do we avoid toxins, right? Organic food, pure water, clean green. What's the meaning of clean green? It's just most of the cleaning products in your house, when you're cleaning your homes, you don't really need anything more than baking soda and water or vinegar and water. You don't need chemicals. You don't need anything. For cleaning windows and whatnot, we don't use much. Everything is either organic cleaners or something simple.
May I ask about a dishwasher? What do you use in a dishwasher? Plant-based, you don't have oils or something.
Yeah, we actually are spoiled a bit in the US, I guess. We get everything non-toxic, organic is available. That's what, yeah. In the dishwasher, yeah. I remember back in the day, my mom used to make her own soap, from coconut oil and whatnot. So that's a little bit extreme. But it is entirely possible to use any kind of organic soap in the dishwasher. I don't see, do you get like organic soap, laundry detergent and whatnot? You do? Yeah. Okay. Processed foods is a big no. 100% of patients will ask me, what diet do you want us to be on? So this is the diet. As much as possible organic. Then, people say organic is expensive. So the next best option to that, there are ways of dealing with the expensiveness of organic. At least where I come from, we have farms. We have co-ops, which we join, right? Community agriculture, which we join, we go. So that is like very, very reasonable, locally grown organic produce and meats and whatnot. The meat has to be free-range organic. The eggs have to be free-range organic. Processed foods are a complete no. Anything that is frozen, even if it's organic frozen, no. Just, eat simple, change your diet to eating simple. And there's only two things that you need to change in your diet that I recommend is make it gluten-free and added sugar-free. Sugar from natural sources is fine. You can eat fruit. I don't expect you to eat 100 bananas a day. But within reason, you should eat a rainbow every day. As many colors of fruits and vegetables that you can eat in a day. So I like to say eat a rainbow every day, fruits and vegetables, but just keep your diet free of gluten and any added sugar. No kind of sugar, no added sugar, no coconut sugar, no date sugar, no agave syrup, no maple syrup, nothing. Honey is okay. Honey does not support the growth of bacteria. The opposite, actually. It's antimicrobial. And the bacteria cannot use honey to process anything, their own food. Any other form of sweeteners, the bacteria will process to grow. And we are looking to avoid complications like SIBO and parasitic infections. So that is the best diet. The most complicated patient will get the specific carbohydrate diet. That's the most complicated patient. But usually, gluten and sugar-free works. Dairy-free for those who cannot tolerate dairy. There are some patients that will get constipated or diarrhea with dairy or very gassy. So then, it's a clue right there that you avoid dairy. But most of the time, patients are okay with dairy. Dairy, the key to look for is yogurt, homemade yogurt, that is processed for 24 hours, homemade yogurt. That is okay to eat, preferably if it is non-cow. If you get sheep's milk, that's the best. It tastes just like cow's milk. Goat's milk is a little weird tasting, it's a little gamey. But sheep's milk is great. And with the cheeses, hard cheeses that are aged more than 6 months. Those cannot be used by bacteria to make food or grow. Okay. Limit toxic relationships. It's very important. Don't be shy. Just, if someone is being obnoxious, just let them know. And if you want to be in my life, this is how it's going to be. I need help. I need support. If you don't understand, then, we have to talk. So, and always try to be positive about yourself. Honestly, you may never go back to your old life. That's another popular question I get. Oh, will I ever be able to be normal? I'm like, what do you mean normal? Like, define normal. You may have a new normal. And usually it's very interesting, when people ask me, especially kids, right? Am I going to be normal? What they really mean is, can they go hang out with their friends and eat pizza and eat junk? And I'm like, no. I mean, the sooner you get used to the idea, the better it is for you. So you'll always be the so-called weird one in your friend group, but then, have self-confidence and be strong and say, sorry, that's not for me. You guys are smoking, that's not for me. You're eating pizza, great, I have allergies, In the US, everybody has allergies, so that's a great excuse to say, oh, I have allergies. So that works out well for peer pressure issues. Okay. I mentioned electrolyte water earlier, so this is important, right? It's called as structured water. Many people filter their water. So filtration is good. The best filtration is reverse osmosis, if you can get that.
What do you do with reverse osmosis? You lose all your minerals.
Correct. Correct. So you add them. So reverse osmosis removes everything. So it is recommended to drink structured water. So unless you can afford like high quality water, like bottled water all the time, like Fiji or Icelandic or Enhance or other such brands, right? If you can afford good water, that's great. But most people cannot. Evian. So if you cannot, then reverse osmosis is very reasonable, but all you have to do is to make sure that your water is structured. So even if you just add a pinch of Himalayan salt, you have all the minerals you need. So it just...